You know, every skilled nursing facility, or SNF as we'll call them, is all about its people. But before they can provide that amazing care, every single team member has to go through one critical process: onboarding. So today, we're going to dive into that traditional journey, its common pitfalls, and how a modern, automated approach is totally changing the game for new staff right from their very first day.
All right, let's kick things off with a really important question. What is the true cost of a bad first day? And believe me, it's way more than just a bit of confusion. In a high-stakes setting like healthcare, a rocky start can really shake someone's confidence, affect the whole team's dynamic, and ultimately impact the quality of care residents receive.
So, what makes this environment so different? Let's take a closer look at the high-stakes welcome that every new hire in a skilled nursing facility experiences. See, unlike a lot of other jobs, SNFs are incredibly demanding from the second you walk through the door. You've got residents with really complex needs, that's high acuity, and then there's this whole spider web of federal and state regulations you have to follow. On top of that, there's the constant need for precise, accurate documentation. There is just very little room for error.
And this slide? Wow. It just lays out the mountain of information a new person has to climb. It's not just about their specific job. They have to learn the facility's unique workflows, all the safety procedures, the right communication channels, the different technology systems, and of course, all those regulations we just talked about. Talk about a steep learning curve, right?
With all that pressure, you'd think a smooth onboarding would be non-negotiable. But for a long time, it's been less of a clear path and, well, more of a confusing maze. Look, nobody sets out to make it confusing. The intentions are always good, right? The goal is to get people ready and confident. But the reality? When you're dealing with manual systems and stacks of paper, things get long, inconsistent, and honestly, just plain overwhelming for the new person.
I bet this looks pretty familiar to some of you. The typical onboarding process involves literal mountains of paperwork, hours of compliance training, waiting around for your electronic health record login, verifying all your credentials, and then somehow trying to find time to shadow a senior staff member. All while juggling other HR processes. It's just a lot to handle at once.
And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. The goal, the dream, is a confident new hire, ready to provide amazing care. But the reality? It's often someone who's stressed out, confused, and just doesn't know what their next step is. That uncertainty, that's the real issue.
This visual of the iceberg, it's perfect because it shows all the stuff happening under the surface. You've got documents that go missing or are incomplete. Logins for the EHR are delayed so you can't even chart properly. The orientation you get is totally different depending on who's training you. Mandatory training gets missed. And maybe the worst part? Supervisors are left guessing who is actually trained and ready to go.
So, that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? How do you fix this? How do you turn that stressful first day into the welcoming, productive start that everyone deserves?
The answer, it turns out, is to stop trying to navigate the maze and instead build a clear, guided pathway. And that's where we introduce the automated pathway.
So what are we talking about here? What is onboarding automation? Well, think of it like this. It's a digital journey that takes all those scattered manual tasks and pulls them together into one streamlined, predictable experience. The same great experience for every single person who joins the team.
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like? Let's totally reimagine those first critical 90 days of employment.
So picture this. Instead of showing up on day one feeling totally lost, the new hire's day is completely structured. They get a personalized digital path right on their phone or computer. They have instant access to the employee handbook and a map of the facility. They're introduced to their mentor right away. Their training is specific to their role, and their EHR access is already activated and waiting for them. They even have a checklist to guide their tour. Suddenly, all that stress is just gone. It's replaced by total clarity. And hey, this isn't just about making the new hire happy. For HR and supervisors, this is a game changer. You get this incredible real-time visibility. You can see instantly which forms are done, who passed their training, and exactly who is cleared to start working. Absolutely nothing falls through the cracks. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest headaches, the technology bottleneck. We've all been there, waiting days for logins. With automation, that whole waiting game is over. Access to the EHR, timekeeping, messaging, scheduling, all of it is ready to go. New hires can actually be productive from the moment they start.
And this isn't just a welcome aboard and good luck kind of thing. The support doesn't stop after the first week. The automated journey continues with scheduled check-ins. On day 30, there's an evaluation and a chance to refresh skills. Day 60, a check-in on workflows. And at day 90, they get their final clearance and a plan for future growth. It's this continuous, documented support system that's built right in.
Now, a really important point here. Automation doesn't get rid of the human touch. It actually makes it stronger. The system can automatically assign mentors, send out reminders for check-ins, and give everyone a structured way to collect feedback. It's all about supporting that crucial relationship between a new hire and their guide, making sure they feel valued and connected.
Okay, so we've seen the how. It's a much better process. But now for the big one. What's the real impact? What are the results?
Honestly, this chart pretty much says it all. That first 90-day period is when most turnover happens. But facilities that make the switch from that traditional, chaotic onboarding to a structured, automated system see a huge reduction in that early turnover. It's simple, really. When people feel supported and confident right from the start, they're just so much more likely to stick around.
And those benefits? They create this ripple effect across the entire facility. Sure, you get higher staff satisfaction and lower turnover, but you also get training that's faster and way more consistent. And that leads to being better prepared for regulatory surveys and ultimately a stronger, higher performing team all around.
And this is what it's all about. This is the real why. Because at the end of the day, a team that feels confident, prepared, and supported provides better, safer, and more compassionate care to residents. That's the mission. That's the whole point.
I want to leave you with this thought because it really gets to the heart of this entire shift in thinking. Onboarding is not paperwork. It's the beginning of a relationship. It is the very first and maybe the best chance a facility has to build trust and loyalty with its team.
So this is it. This is the future of onboarding in skilled nursing. It's no longer a confusing maze of paperwork and uncertainty. Instead, it's a clear, guided, and efficient process. And most importantly, it's human-centered, building a foundation of trust and great care right from day one.